Hey guys, I'm just gonna jump into it. I'm not gonna wait around. Watch the trailer now for the fifth time. Took some screenshots, and I think the most intriguing part of it is Luke's voiceover. The Leia's theme from the first movie, Leia or Rey. Now somebody said it might be Rey holding the medal, and Rey hugging Leia, crying. My thing is this, all right? I want you guys to pay special attention. Are we actually going to see any of that in the movie? All right. We probably will get Luke's voiceover because we got Han's voiceover in The Force Awakens. But are we going to get Luke's? Probably. But are we going to get those scenes? Okay. Here's the deal. There are a lot of rumors out there that, you've got people speculating Rey's the chosen one because of what Luke says. And I'm like, we only get about 3 sentences out of that, and that mean absolutely nothing. In the context of the movie, we basically got 30 seconds of goop. Goop. Okay? There's nothing there. What we do get, I think, which is meant for us to get, is when you hear Luke talking about, we will be there with you forever, and Leia's holding, or Rey is holding that medal. I'm going to say this, it's pretty grotesque if she's hugging her brother's clone, who's a female. That's just dumb. Let's see. Holding or hugging Palpatine's clone as a female, which is even stupider, knowing, would Palpatine really want a female as a clone? Really? Now, does it iterate that Rey is the chosen one? And doesn't that disregard what George Lucas said about Anakin Skywalker, that he is the chosen one? So what are we seeing in this? The takeaways I get is you see a lot of action. You see Lando flying the Falcon. You see 3PO with the two idiot brothers, Poe and Finn, running away from somebody. You see Rey doing some Mary Sue Captain Marvel thing with a TIE fighter, and of course some brilliant person's like, I wonder who's flying the TIE fighter. Well, I think it's kind of Kylo Ren, okay? So, obvious, they're going to have a fight. Now, is it on Jakku? Don't look like Jakku to me. It looks like Tatooine, okay? And it looks like actually the place near Mos Espa where Anakin actually flew the pod race. That canyon in the back where he had to fly through it like, I don't know, a dozen times. And we got to see a dozen heats. It kind of looks like that. And then we got, of course, her jumping in the air, landing on top of the TIE fighter. Sure. Okay. Which leads people to believe she's the chosen one. But again, that invalidates everything Lucas said and invalidates Anakin Skywalker himself. It's like the prequels and the OT didn't happen. That's stupid. But let's go further into the trailer where it actually might be meaning something. You've got Leia's theme playing through the whole thing, okay? And which is interesting. I want you to remember that. Luke saying, we will be with you forever after that sort of, and this is all like taken out of context. Okay, so we don't really know what he's talking about, what he's referring to, okay? Leia's holding a medal. Let's just assume it's Han's medal. Maybe it's Rey holding the medal. It looks like Leia's hands. But either or, the thing goes to Rey and Leia hugging, and Rey is crying. Now I'm going to say something. Craig at Reviews for You said that not only is George Lucas there helping put this thing together. He directed scenes. He wrote scenes. Who advocated Kira Solo? Bueller? Anybody want to jump in? George Lucas. So if he's part of this and he got what he wanted, that's what we just saw. Okay. Now, a lot of things can happen in the editing. And I know Craig is insisting she's a Palpatine or a clone of some kind, and other people are saying the same thing. That's if they go that way, I mean, they might as well just spend $500 million on nothing. All right, let me see. Who's this? Yeah, I think that's exactly, and I'm going to throw this out on a limb, since it's a year between actually The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, because they all happen within 48 hours of each other. That's awesome, Rian Johnson. Why not have Rey finding out who she is in a flashback? So we get that. So we're already set. We know who she is. It is not a big reveal. I think that's what they're doing right now, maybe. That's just my feeling. I don't know. But I think Rey or Leia holding the medal, that's the medal Han was given after he helped Luke, after he saved Luke's butt and saved the rebellion by driving Vader off. And them, Leia and Rey hugging, is a big thing. And I think JJ wanted it there. Also intriguing, if you watch the panel, if you haven't watched it, it's cringeworthy, but watch Daisy's reaction to Stephen the Moron Colbert saying, you and Kylo get together, and of course you hear the Reylos going, yay. Daisy wasn't exactly thrilled with that, was she? Was she? There's no Reylo. The Reylo is going to be those two discovering she's his sister. Now, this gives a good conundrum. When Luke discovered he was Vader's son, Luke's reaction was very different than Leia's. Leia didn't want anything to do with it. Luke was like, I can save him. Leia's like, let's run away. In the EU, we know that Leia had a really hard time with her Vader heritage. And in fact, the scene in the Truce at Bakura, where Anakin actually confronts her, is really kind of sad. He's basically begging her to forgive him, and she's saying, up yours. She finally says to him, I can almost forgive you for what you did to me, but I will never forgive what you did to Han. So there's that. Now, if we get Kira Solo, how does Kira Rey handle discovering that her brother butchered their father in front of her? Okay. And how does he try to make it up to her? Because I think, hey, how you doing? So how does he make it up to her? So here's what's going to happen. Palpatine's clone is the one manipulating all this shit. When Palpatine was killed, his whatever it was, we're going to go dark Empire on this, goes to the clone. And the clone is not only manipulating Snoke, he's manipulating everything, including manipulating Kylo Ren, not only to kill his father, but to kill Snoke. Okay, so we got that. And when we get Rey there, now this is what I heard, that Ren in the clone's mind is too weak. He doesn't want Ren. Rey is strong enough. Now, what I find fascinating is even an emperor's clone wanting to use Rey as his, I don't know, vessel, and she's a female. It just, bear with me. That's what I heard. Now, the person who told me this, Craig Reviews for You, is insisting that Rey's a Palpatine. And it's like, that's literally the stupidest thing I ever heard. Now, again, she could be Anakin's reincarnation. That's dumb, too, because it invalidates Anakin Skywalker. Well, you know, I think he's been doing this all along. I think that clone has been manipulating stuff all along. You know, you've got to look at it like this. And I look at the trailer. What we get from Luke is nothing. What's he talking about? And a lot of people are running with Luke's clone and Palpatine's clone. Now, that's what Craig was told. Craig is right on a lot of this stuff. I don't think he is right now. I don't think after watching what we saw, I don't think they're going to go that far. I think that trailer, I really don't see Leia hugging Palpatine's clone. Palpatine of any kind, a clone of any kind, like that. And I think it's really weird that she'd be hugging her brother's clone. I mean, you got to look at it, how a viewer, a fan would be going. You know, and another thing. In order to be a Force user, you have to have a soul. Clones don't have souls, all right? They just don't. I mean, that's why, you know, when you have Boba Fett saying in the Clone Wars TV show as a kid, oh, by the way, he does look like Chucky as a child, freaking out, I'm just as human as anybody else. You're a clone. You're a clone. You didn't have all the limitations they have, but you're still a clone. And that means you don't have a soul. Okay? You know, honestly, there's something, I would say that the Force has to be natural. Anything artificial would almost certainly be dark side to me. Even Anakin being, kind of inspired by the machinations and the skullduggery of both Plagueis and Palpatine, you know, is a creation of the Force, which is natural. Through a woman, not a chest test, not a fake womb, not that way. He is a natural being. They're not going to go full dark. She's not. I mean, look at the way she's dressed. Daisy basically said, yes, Anakin's lightsaber is fixed, which means a Skywalker. It also kills Reylo, which, if we don't get anything else, just saying that would make me happy as a pig in shit, okay? I'd be like, you know. Nicholas, that's really dumb. I don't. I mean, why would you want that? Hey, Jeff, how you doing? Because Craig told us. That's stupid, Nicholas. That's really stupid. I mean, the way Daisy was talking about it and how, the fact that Anakin, and she said Anakin's lightsaber, which was great. I loved that. The lightsaber that Anakin made, that Luke inherited. And then she said that she inherited. That was very intriguing to me. Do you guys know that back when when TFA came out, she posted a picture of her across from Carrie Fisher. Harrison was the picture underneath. And then Driver. She deleted it off of her Instagram, but she posted that. You know, I really don't see JJ going that far and getting that adventurous because, let's put it this way, he's going to have to play it close to the vest. He's going to have to play it real safe. And I think basically going the Skywalker route and mirroring Rey as being a solo Skywalker would be the best way. It would basically bring fans back and would actually kind of redeem Rey a little bit. We did see some Mary Sue-ness, but why? Was that a dream? You know, I don't know. There's no context to anything we saw, except I think Leia or Rey holding that medal, Leia and Rey hugging, and the Leia's theme playing. Now, if they would have played, and it's funny they didn't play the Han and Leia theme, but when she got back to Dakar after everything happened on Starkiller Base, they were playing the Han and Leia theme, weren't they? And it looks to me like it's a total retcon of TLJ. So here's a question. Did any of you guys actually get to watch the panel? Did you guys see how uncomfortable both JJ and Kathy were with each other? They don't like each other. You could just see it. He didn't want to be up there with her. She had nothing to do with making the movie. She's just there going, I mean, it was just so bad. It was just so bad. I mean, well, she should. I was hoping that we would get a Kathy Kennedy, I'm done, resignation speech, and she didn't do it. No, they're not. I think what they're doing is they're referring to the next in the Skywalker clan. You could almost look at Skywalker as being a title now, rather than an actual name. She's definitely not Rey Kenobi. She basically, when she said inherited it from Luke, that's a sign that she's not a Kenobi at all. Oh, I don't think it's going to make $1 billion at all. I really, really don't. I have no, it's not. It's just a, you know, can you guys hit the like button if you're in here in the chat and you're watching me expound? I get stuff like this and I get agitated and I need to talk to you guys. So, I mean, I don't know, but what I think is, if anybody's a clone, it's gonna be it's gonna be actually the Emperor, and there you go. You know, I don't really see Leia hugging Rey like that if she's not related to her. Maybe 900 million tops. But trust me, if they can get 900 million, they'll round it up to $1 billion. I mean, you know, when the euphoria of seeing this wears off, then people who saw it will be like, that were there will be like, kind of backing off. It's really interesting to note that Driver was nowhere to be seen. I can't imagine why. He didn't go to this at all. You know, it just proves that he doesn't like it. No, I don't, Nicholas. I don't. I don't really know. No, of course it's not. They're going ahead with it. As far as I know, the D&D trilogy is going on. They're talking about feature films, not stuff for the streaming service. And to me, it just puts RJ's trilogy in a bad spot. So, you know, they've really got to knock this out of the park, and I don't think that what we saw in the trilogy or the trailer is enough. I really, really don't. To me, it was just like, meh. You know, I mean, the only intriguing parts were seeing Leia with Hans Metal, they're back at Endor at the end, and then you hear the Emperor laughing, which is weird. Hans Metal and then Rey and Leia hugging, and it's a different perspective. Oh, so him and Carrie, oh, that's interesting. Well, it's just, to me, I don't get it. You know, those guys will get all hyped up and freaked out. I'm not going to do that. I want to know more. I want to know, God, if someone would actually give me the spoilers or what they're thinking of doing, I could actually be angry or elated right now. And I want to have a reason to be. I just, I don't. I think what we saw was positive. And here's why. There is going to be a Reylo that is the Skywalker lightsaber. Why she's got it, I don't know. If they do the Chosen One thing all over again, then it just basically invalidates Anakin, which pisses me off. I don't want them to do that. I mean, Anakin, the stories are about Anakin Skywalker, aren't they? I mean, those are the stories. I do know that Hayden is in the movie as a Force ghost. There's a rumor out there that he actually appears to Rey. I mean, I almost look at that opening scene where you see her panting as a Force vision or a dream, because it's so crazy and outlandish. She's not on, and they're not on Jakku. They're on Tatooine. Okay, that is. I don't think they're going to reboot the old ones. I think what they want to do is explore new things. I think what they're smart is to go back into the Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah, it is. You're right, Scarecrow. It is the rise and fall of Anakin Skywalker. When George Lucas said, "I want to know what happened to, Darth Vader's grandchildren," that means something. It should mean something to us, because if Craig is right, and he was writing scenes, directing scenes, he gets to see all the dailies and putting it all together. Yeah, I do think he helped. In fact, I know he helped. Yeah, he would. And yes, because they asked him to. They finally asked him to come back and help him. And I don't think he likes what happened to his baby. And I think pretty much he's been there since JJ went to him. He wanted to know what happened to Vader's grandkids, so. Well, I think she does. And honestly, I think she'll be out when episode 9 drops. They're already actually, yes, he did. He did jump on them. They're already actually making excuses for Star Wars failing in China. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. The Chinese don't want propaganda. No, he wouldn't. Which is why I really think that Leia or Rey holding that medal and then hugging Leia and playing Leia's theme is an indication, and Luke's voiceover is an indication that Rey is a Skywalker, and she's probably likely Han and Leia's daughter. I mean, I hope that's what they're doing. I pray that's what they're doing. RJ didn't give him anything to work with. The idea that, I mean, anybody believes that, you know, JJ really was honest about saying that, oh, I read the TLJ script and I wanted to direct it. Yeah, he probably said that because he wanted to fix what they broke. You know, they basically didn't do anything that he wanted them to do, and now they're behind the eight ball. You know, it's just, it's going to be interesting. You know that an actual full trailer will be out maybe in a couple months, in June, maybe before Endgame, or maybe with some other, you know, maybe with some Disney movie like, I don't know, Lion King or the travesty that is Aladdin. Hey, all there, Greg. How you doing, OG? Yeah, well, yeah, Ben, yeah. I mean, you know, I mean, when is that, in September? SD Comic Con? Hey, Jay, thanks, Jeff. All right, good, that's good, OG. When is that? Is that going to be at Comic Con? I hope we get a July. We'll probably get a full trailer then. You know, I like a 2 full minute trailer. Again, it doesn't mean we'll get to see anything. We'll probably hear more of Luke's voiceover. Do you guys remember in the TFA trailer, Leia had a voiceover too and they never used it? Maybe, just maybe, we'll see that in this. Oh, hey, Abunas. I don't know what to think. I mean, I'm being cynical, but I'm not going to get angry because I am not going to get angry until I see in December, and if they do, the following. Rey is Luke's cloned hand. Rey is Luke's clone. Rey's a Palpatine. Rey's Emperor Palpatine's clone. Rey's a Kenobi. Rey is the chosen one. If they do anything other than Han and Leia's lost daughter, I'm going to go fucking ballistic. Because that invalidates everything if they don't do that. You know, it really does. I mean, I'm not going to get pissed. I'm not. I mean, I just am not. I mean, I don't see, here's the deal. And I think you're right, Jeff. Here's the deal. We didn't get to see the full context of any of these scenes. Who's holding that medal? Whose medal was it? Was it Han's? And why is Rey hugging Leia again? And at the beginning, was that a dream? Because that was so far out of the Star Wars universe that I don't know. And I think, you know, they're going to do a lot of flashbacks and we're going to get a lot of spiritual stuff, hopefully, so they'll fix it. Yeah, you know, it doesn't, see, there's no context to any of this. I was watching that going, you know, I think it was a hint at them being related. I don't know if Luke did. I think by the time she left, he probably put it together. Now remember, she only spent a couple of days with him. He'd been cut off from the Force. So, oh God, there are 24 people in this chat. Hi, everybody. Hit the like button, please. So, and he cut himself off from the Force. I know. I mean, that's the please don't boycott us. You know, I think at the end he did, especially when he says to Kylo Ren, "She will be a Jedi." I think he kind of did know she was a Skywalker. I just don't get him being her father at all, which I know there's some people still hoping for that, but I'm going to tell you guys something. They've already got to fit 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. How the fuck are they going to do that? All right, see ya. Bonjour. I mean, oh, he's been calling for a boycott of 9 forever. I am too. I mean, I'm not gonna go see it. I mean, maybe it'll have everything I want, but if it does, I'm buying a ticket to Jumanji, and I'm sneaking in. Okay, I'm not gonna get. They're not getting my money. All right, they're not getting my money. You know, they're not. I mean, if Grace Randolph 3 days from after the premiere, and they start dropping the actual spoilers, and basically spills the beans, and I'm reading it and sobbing. They're not getting my money. The reason why is this, and we can't look at it as just being upset about TLJ. I'm upset about the way Lucasfilm has been treating us. I'm upset about the way they write about the OT characters. You got to go back and look at the latest comic books where they talk about how Han lost the Falcon, and he basically gave it to an alien valet. I mean, they're trying to make him out to be a fucking idiot. It's like, fuck you all. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Fuck all of you. You fucking whitey-hating dickwads. Okay? That's me, in a nutshell. And that's what that is about. They treated the fans like shit. They treat the OT characters like shit. And I'm done. I don't want to have anything to do with them, and I want change. I want people who love the movies, love the characters. Of course they did. And they love these fuckers love yes, they did. There's a guy named Otis Frampton who defends Solo and says it's a great story. And then his little buddy who calls himself Rent on Twitter was going on and on about it's a great movie. And I came up and said, yeah, but he's a cuck in it. And Qi'ra acts like a man. And, well, yeah, it's like, that's fucking not Han Solo. And then got mad at me when I brought up the fact that you need to read the origin story in the EU. That is Han Solo. Okay? All right? Oh, I'm never going to see that. I fucking hate Alden Ehrenreich. Who the hell did he think he was? Who? And it's funny, as much that as Harrison Ford gets shit for things he said about the character, I surmise that he didn't hate the character as much as people like to think, and that he had been led to believe he was going to be in at least number 8, and they killed him off because he was sucking the oxygen out of the rest of the cast. And when he walks up to Alden Ehrenreich the day of the premiere, or whenever, Ehrenreich's sitting in that chair, and he taps him on the shoulder and says, "Get out of my chair." He wasn't joking. Okay? Ford didn't support Ehrenreich. He supported Anthony Ingruber. But in retrospect, I'm glad Ingruber didn't get the role, because Solo was a shitbag movie. Okay? A truly shitbag movie. What is that? Slubba? I can never see. Is that an L or an H? Anyway, So yeah, I don't know what to think of the trailer. I'm being very cynical and cautious. I don't want to get excited, but I think they didn't say a lot. But I think they also opened up to who Rey is. Now, you can be angry about that. I really don't give a fuck. Oh, it was terrible. And what's funny is that John Kasdan knows it was a shitty script. No, Euler Greg, they're not. Sorry, that's not what the end was. Leia's holding Han's medal, and Rey's crying and hugging her. And, I'm sorry. Again, I'm going to say this again. Listen very closely because this pisses me off. You cannot give Luke a relationship and then add it to the 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. They've already got a fit. Okay? You want a convoluted piece of shit storyline? Do that. And also, it's a big fuck you to Han and Leia. Sorry, but Luke doesn't need a romance. And I know I'm going to get yelled at by people. He got one in the EU. But in this garbage dump fire, I'm sorry. How do you put that in there? And he sure as hell didn't act like he had a kid in TLJ. So, so anyway, no. They played Leia's theme throughout that whole clip, and at the end, it's either Leia or Han, Leia or Rey holding that medal, and Rey and Rey hugging. And then him saying, we're with you always, and no one's ever really gone. And then, of course, at the end, you've got the Emperor laughing. Even if Palpatine is a clone, it still invalidates Anakin and Luke. Okay? Of course, with the death of Snoke, there's your bad guy. Snoke's just basically worthless. And all we saw of Driver is, I think he was probably the guy in the TIE fighter. He was fixing his gas little helmet. What doesn't make any sense to you? Gee, did you read Bloodline? I've got it upstairs. You realize towards the end of the book, after Han rescues her, they're in bed together. It's about, I don't know, a long time before TFA. So, makes perfect sense to me. And I think that's basically what they were going for. All right? That's basically what they were going for. Yeah, he said we, which means him, Anakin, Leia's holding that medal. We are going to get flashbacks. We may get a flashback to Han Solo. I've heard rumors that I've had Force Ghost Amy. That Ford is in it. In a flashback at least. That Anakin will be in it as a Force Ghost. Luke's a Jedi Master. He can be a Force Ghost, so he can say that stuff. So anyway, look, I gotta go, guys. Have a good day, and I'll talk to y'all later. See you around the galaxy, scoundrels.